Hey everyone, welcome to our game for D&D Celebration 2020. I am Jason, your DM for this session. I am from RealmSmith, and we are very excited. I apologize for the technical difficulties and the delay. We will try our best to make up the time that we lost in this, and we're going to jump right in. This is the Cold-Hearted Killer adventure quest from Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden, and we will be running that today with our wonderful players. Let us begin. Icewind Dale has become trapped into perpetual winter. Ferocious blizzards make the mountain pass through the spine of the world exceedingly treacherous, and this land has not felt the warmth of the sun in over 2 years. In fact, the sun no longer appears above the mountains, not even in what should be the height of summer. In this frozen tundra, darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Most Dale residents blame Auril the Frostmaiden, the god of winter's wrath. The shimmering aura that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing, a potent spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk live in a scattering of settlements known as 10 towns. The drop-off in caravans coming from the south and travel between settlements as this never-ending winter has left everyone feeling isolated. Although each town is resolved to appease the Frostmaiden with sacrifices of one kind or another, no respite from winter's fury seems forthcoming. For adventurers such as yourselves, 10 Towns is a place to test one's mettle, and, in the spirit of heroes have come before, leave one mark on this frigid, blighted land. Maximus, you have traveled 1,000 miles northwest from your home, trading a sea of scorching sand for a sea of endless ice. Your entire being aches from the relentless shift from the dry heat it has grown accustomed to your entire life. A truly alien landscape that promises ample opportunities and endless challenges. You've crossed over into the sleepy town of Bremen, which sits on the west bank of Mare Duladon, at the mouth of the Shangarn River. Eager to reach your intended destination, you pass a local inn that you take note of and continue through to an area called the 5 Tavern Center, a collection of 5 poorly maintained taverns that stand in a semicircle at the center of town. Unable to read the names of each tavern, you pull out the folded piece of parchment that led you here and match the spelling on the sheet to the signs above the door. You find a match: the Grumpy Moose. At this point, Mousa, you stand out in front of your intended destination with kind of pulling your cold winter gear that you have around you, your newly acquired cold winter gear, because you're not used to this kind of cold. You pull it close and you head into the tavern. Just another gruesome day in 10 Towns. Howling wind, bitter cold, foul tempers and snowdrifts big enough to bury a herd of moose. But today, the local tavern is abuzz with news about a series of recent killings. Before the murders, the only question on everyone's mind was, will summer ever return to Icewind Dale? Now the question is, will I be the killer's next victim? Nothing breeds fear and paranoia like a murderer with no face. 3 cold-blooded murders have been committed in the past month: a halfling trapper in East Haven, a human shipbuilder in Targos, and 3 days ago, a dwarf glassblower in Bryn Shander. Each victim was found with a dagger of ice through their heart. Now, you've all been drawn to the Grumpy Moose by a bounty posted across the 10 Towns over the last 10 days. It read, "Adventurers wanted, 100 gold upon completion. Meet Hlyn Trollbane at the Grumpy Moose on the 17th day of the month of Hammer at dusk." The 5 of you sit across a large wooden table in the back of the tavern, across from an elderly shield dwarf with a nasty scar across her nose, who looks like she was something worth knowing. She's been smoking her pipe and waiting for any last stragglers to join before she begins. As you wait patiently, you take in the others at the table with you. If I can have each of you describe what your characters look like, starting with B. Dave.
Metrimion is a lizard folk He is jet black, bordering on gray, with a red crest and alien hostile eyes.
And beside you is Noura. If you could please describe your character.
Fear not, citizens, for it is I, Reya Sunshine, your local hero. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am a Scourge Azamar, celestial warlock, and I'm here to save the day. I look like I've got long, black, curly hair, amber eyes, and I've got a very bronze, glowing skin going on, and my outfit looks as though Xena, the warrior princess outfit, was designed by Versace. I am very shy.
And beside you, Kailey.
Hi, I'm Daisy. I've got long black hair braided down my back, and I'm carrying a really big sword, about as big as I am, and I'm just really excited to be here. Wow, I'm next to Reya. It's cool.
10.
Yeah, FinBin here, silver dragonborn monk. I'm quite large, sort of dread, like scales going down my back, and ice cold blue eyes.
And then finally, Xander.
Yeah, I'm Garret Velryn, and I'm actually from Targos, one of the towns in 10 Towns. I have rugged beard and purple hair. I've got a fur-lined coat that is protecting me from the cold, and it's also covered in dog fur, but that's probably from dogs that I raise and own, not skinned.
Welcome, all.
Clarification.
Suddenly, as you sit, waiting for Lynn to begin, the tavern door swings open in a gust of frigid air accompanied by a flurry of snow. The last to join you this evening enters the Grumpy Moose. Mousa, if you could please describe your character for those at the table.
So I'm dressed in a leather jacket, custom made, of course, from my homeland. Linen underneath, flowing garbs, my head wrapped, my face wrapped, and I uncloak it, and I have a thick beard and a stoic face and brown skin from the desert lands from the south. Everybody's nodding their head. They agree.
Hi.
That is your face, yes.
The scarred shield dwarf looks across the table at all of you. But of course, you have all joined us now. I'm glad that you are here. Shall I begin? You look like a group that knows what you are doing. Much adventure you have seen. Some
Yes.
from far-off lands.
Yes.
Fear not. We're here.
Well, you have all come, of course, beckon to me from my postings over the last 10 days. I do have a task that I am willing to pay handsomely for, and this is it. Selfic Caltro works for a small traveling merchant company called Torx, owned and operated by a shady dwarf named Torga Icevein. In other words, Sefik gets around. He's charming, makes friends easily. He's also Torga's bodyguard. So I'm guessing he's good with the blade. His victims come from only 3 towns that sacrifice people to the Frostmaiden on nights of the new moon. This is what passes for civilized behavior here in Icewind Dale, you can imagine. Maybe the victims found a way to keep their names at the drawings, and Sefik found out they were cheating, so he killed them. Maybe, just maybe, Sefik is doing the Frostmaiden's work. I followed Torx for a 10-day as it moved from town to town. Quite a devious little enterprise, I tell you, but that's not my concern. What struck me is how comfortable Sefik Caltro looked in this weather. No coat, no scarf, no gloves. It was like the cold couldn't touch him. Kiss of the Frostmaiden, indeed. I will pay you 100 gold pieces to apprehend Sefik Kaltro, ascertain his guilt, and deal with him, preferably without involving the authorities. When the job is done, return to me here and collect your money. Are there any questions?
Where did you say we could find this Sefik?
Well, that is, of course, what I am paying you to find out. I know where he has been, I know where the murders have taken place, but I do not know where he is currently. That is something you'll have to figure out.
This Torx, you said it moves from town to town. Do you have an idea on where it is now?
I do not. It was recently in Bryn Shandar was the last place that it passed through.
Also the last place that one of these murders occurred.
Yes, that is right.
Is it
the
enough?
Most recent? Sorry. Was it the most recent murder?
Yes, it was. Torg moves around a lot. I don't know if Sefik is actually acting alone or he is in support of Torga Icevein, so I suggest you isolate him wherever you find him. But yes, Bryn Shandar was the last place.
Is it enough to simply return with his head? It would be a terrible waste of meat otherwise.
You are a curious one, with interesting appetites. But yes, of course, if you want to bring his head, I appreciate the drama.
بدي أسألك بدك تدفع مصاري؟ ذهب؟
I am sorry, is that common?
لا.
Could I make
One.
an insight check?
On Mousa?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No. 9.
Okay. And what are you trying to ascertain from your insight check?
Where are you from, stranger? Because not recognizing that language, or I'm trying to.
South. South.
That's kind of the only option. You know.
We're about as north as we can be.
Does anyone recognize the language that our fine friend here is speaking?
Yeah, give me a history check. 10.
That is a 14.
With a 14, no, I don't believe anybody here speaks the language, but it does sound like the dialect from kind of the southeast of the Sword Coast, in the Anarok, kind of in the desert lands of, and you've heard people speak that way.
Al-Kadim. Al-Kadim.
So, okay, seems our friend here might be from the Southlands desert area. I don't speak the language, but maybe we can use gestures. You, friend, with us?
And I put my arm around Daisy, like, friend, buddy, good.
It is great. I'm glad that you are all getting along and you are learning each other's languages, but I will be on my way if you are to accept my offer, of course. I've had some people try and some people fail, and I need to deal with this quickly, or perhaps I become Selfik's next victim, if you understand what I'm saying.
Give me that name one more time. It was Torga.
Torga's merchant company is where he is. They have a caravan, and his name is Sefik. Sefik Kaltro.
We'll start asking around then. That's my course of action.
Before this dwarf leaves, can I make a perception check to see if anybody else in the tavern is watching us?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's a natural 20. So that's a 25 total. That's it.
Very nice.
You know, apparently, again, I start strong and then do not that. So, yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Currently, no. There are some that have taken notice, but most of them, literally maybe half a dozen people in the tavern at the time. And there are 5 taverns in this circle. They're all kind of dilapidated, beaten up. And in particular, you don't seem like anybody's really taking notice or trying to listen into what you're trying to say, which is probably why she's chosen this particular tavern to meet. It's actually quite empty and quite quiet.
I realize that. I look at Garret and I say, you're supposed to be some great tracker. A caravan cannot be difficult to locate.
Yes, I'm the scout and my husband is normally the tracker, but I've picked up a few things. And Garret will stand over to see if maybe, are there other, I assume there's snow. Are there other like tracks or anything that we can see coming into this area?
Yeah, so you guys would have to kind of head out of the tavern in order to do that. You finally take your leave. You all kind of stand up. You start to gather your things. Helene makes her exit quite quietly, just like with the, and she kind of turns around and she walks out the front. As you congregate outside of the front of the tavern, there's a lot of tracks in this area, especially from the people around here. You are currently in Bremen. It's one of the 2 smallest towns in 10 towns. So not as much traffic comes through here, but it is one of the more friendly of the towns. It is currently dusk, but if you can give me a survival check, that'd be great, please.
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Okay, not bad. 17.
17. With the 17, you can tell there's a lot of human traffic. Or humanoid traffic rather, but not anything that looks like tracks of any sort of caravan or wagons. Some smaller wagons perhaps, but nothing that you would imagine would be, sorry, not wagons, dog sleds in this case.
My expertise.
But nothing current.
Gotcha. Garret like bends down, picks up some of the snow, and then, nothing currently, but perhaps if we ask around, Bremen might not be the town that we want to look in.
When he says that, I cast Thaumaturgy to make my voice boom 3 times louder. Has anyone seen where the caravan went?
And you see kind of walking along is kind of a really bundled up, and everyone in 10 towns kind of looks the same when they're bundled. You can't really tell. I mean, obviously size-wise, you have halflings and you have dwarves and so on, but there is
just meat to me.
a 5-foot bundle of fur and leather is the only person kind of in the street at this point. It kind of stumbles when this happens. It kind of like falls onto their butt and kind of looks at you with these wide eyes you can see through these cold goggles. And that's pretty much it. It's otherwise quiet in the town square.
No luck. I laugh. That makes you comfortable, right?
They scatter and they kind of get up and they kind of run out in between a couple buildings and take off.
Maybe we try with a smile first instead of a laugh.
Maybe next time someone else speaks.
Okay.
Is anybody still around, or did everybody scatter?
Yeah, so the one person that was in the street scattered. Currently it's quiet, but you do see that there is firelight coming from some of the other taverns, and there is some activity there. So if you guys want to spend kind of the next little bit asking, doing some research, looking for potentially any information that you guys have about Torgus, you guys can give me all a charisma check, please.
Oh, good. I'm
good at these.
Charisma or investigation check.
Hey,
Better.
Oh, investigation is more better. Oh, actually, no, it's not. JK. I forgot what character I'm
23.
Nice.
23.
17.
With a 23, you absolutely find out.
19.
Citizens.
Someone.
We are looking for a man.
We're looking for a woman.
Oh, is it a woman? Oh,
Well,
Torg is the woman.
Yeah.
Citizens. Hello. Yes, it is me, Reya Sunshine. We are looking for a woman named Torga. Perhaps you've heard of her, and perhaps you could assist us in locating said person.
and in the back corner of the current tavern that you've entered, and just one of the 5, an old kind of, hey, huh? What's that? And he has this like ear horn that he puts to his ear. Say again?
I'll say it loud for the people in the back. Citizens, fear not. We are on a quest to look for Torga. Perhaps you know of her location.
Torga,
Yes.
the merchant.
Sure.
Oh, well, I heard recently that they're headed to Dugan's Hole. Oh, it's a crap hole if you ask me. But I think they're there tomorrow, I believe is the case. Last I heard, I had my cousin do some rounds and pick up some things from Bryn Shandar. They were headed that way.
I'm sorry, which hole?
Oh, I think you're muted.
Me?
I
Am I
cannot.
muted?
Yeah, oh, there you go.
There you go.
Let's go.
Whew. I'm saying, I'm sorry, which hole did you say?
Duggins!
I'm
Dugan's
familiar
Hole.
with Dugan's Hole.
All right.
Most people are.
Do you guys want to ask him any questions, or should I ask him anything else?
Sounds like a lead.
I think we should just go to Dugan's Hole.
Sounds good. Carry on, citizen.
I lean.
What?
Carry on.
I lean over to FinBin and I say,
I'm already married. I'm sorry. It's very polite, but
I lean over to FinBin and I say, I don't understand these soft, squishy ones. I said the same thing and they run. She says it with her fangs bared and they are happy.
Their happiness makes me uncomfortable.
If it makes it
It's
any
okay.
better, I find your smile very charming.
This is when I laugh. Yes.
You're
Yes.
doing great, buddy.
Infectious.
Better. Yeah.
I just sort
Okay.
of like slap FinBin on the arm, yeah, and turn and walk out.
FinBin just sort of growls, like,
Arabian Maximus just stares at all of you, stoically.
In the corner.
great.
Do you want
FinBin,
some
like,
turkey?
FinBin looks at Maximus and it's just like, and waves Maximus to follow. Should we head out? I think it's probably better that we get there before she does.
Arabian Maximus agrees and nods.
Okay.
All right. For those of you that are familiar with the 10 towns and have been here for some time, you know that transport or travel between the 10 towns is quite easy along the roads. It's when you get overland that it becomes quite difficult, especially in the cold of the tundra. You start to head out. You know that Dugan's Hole is southeast of Bremen, and it actually takes a little while to get there. Traveling at night in Icewind Dale isn't always the best idea, but if you want to get there in a decent amount of time, you may want to head out. It's like a 7 to 8 hour trek to get to Dugan's Hole. And at this point, you don't have dog sleds, you don't have snowshoes, but again, traveling the roads is fairly easy to do that. What do you do?
He said
Garret,
he's from the south. This is south. My friend, are you from Dugan's Hole? Talking to Maximus.
I heard you.
Maximus is like blank faced.
Slight blank face, trying to figure out what to do here. Maximus replies, Ewa, and I'm in Dugan.
No.
Dugan Hall? Dugan Hall? Dugan Hall?
Replies,
This is killing
I-
me. 'Cause Noura
Yeah, I-
IRL understands, but
I
my
know
character
you
does not understand.
side note, Noura should reply, she should understand.
Do you all plan to head out this evening? Are you going to take some? Yep. You're gonna head out right away.
Might kill somebody in the night, so gotta roll.
Yep.
To my magic makers, is there anything that we can do to help our friend Maximus communicate with us? Anything?
Well, while I am a very magical person, thank you, I actually don't have anything that would be able to help us out in this situation.
All right.
Sorry.
We will struggle through, but I do think we should get on the road.
I was told that Arabian Maximus does not speak common. So, going to make it a little difficult.
Exciting.
So Garret does speak Dwarvish, Elvish, Gnomish, and Thieves Can't, if that's any help.
Ooh, thieves can't. Let's just do that the whole time.
Yeah.
In this circumstance, unfortunately, it does not.
Yeah, I got Abyssal, Celestial, Common, and Draconic.
Yeah, common and draconic here.
Yeah, common celestial.
I also speak Elvish. That helps.
Yeah, it does not.
Arabian Maximus does understand common, he just doesn't.
Sure.
Oh, you're like a Wookiee. Dope.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's good to know, though.
Oh wait, I speak Shriwook, so don't you think?
Yeah.
All right, so you start to head south across the 10 towns. For the sake of brevity, because we have a short time today, you pass a number of different towns. You pass Targos, you pass through Bryn Shander. You will also take the east way down through Goodmead, and then Duggan's Hole is literally the bottom of the barrel when it comes to 10 towns. And the southernmost town within the 10 towns. I'm assuming you will stop for the evening. At some point, you'll have to rest. Do you plan to camp, or do you want to take up residence somewhere? Dave.
Just also keep an eye out for any sign of a caravan. I mean, there's got to be tracks, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
They would have taken the roads.
Along the way to see if maybe we could find a lead that would prepare us.
Absolutely. Can I get a survival check from anybody who wants to try and pick up that trail?
Not me.
11.
The 23.
18.
Hey.
That was an 18?
18 for me.
Okay.
Daisy.
So with the 18...
What? 23?
Yeah, so with the 18, fresh snow constantly blowing. You do notice that there is a set of dog sled tracks that originate in Bryn Shander and head southeast along the roadway at this point, and have been. But it does seem like they've been covered over with quite a bit of snow at this point, and probably left early in the evening when you had left already through Bremen. So they're quite a ways ahead of where you currently are. With the 23, you absolutely know that there are 3 dog sleds specifically, fairly weighted down with something. They left fairly deep tracks. And it appears that there are at least 5 members of this dog sled party, humanoids, that are driving these sleds.
I share as much with a group. As far as I know, Garrett's the only local, correct?
As far as you know, yeah.
Does that fit the description?
It seems like it. We're on the right track. They seem to have a head start on us, though. We have to keep going. There's a chance we might want to camp out close to Dugan's Hole, but not in Dugan's Hole. Definitely not.
Who hasn't camped out in Dugan's Hole?
That old saying.
All right, so you continue your momentum forward.
I had a copper for every time.
You continue your momentum forward, following the tracks. And as much progress as you feel that you make, they're well ahead. But you know that you're on the right track, and you know that you're probably following what appears to be a merchant caravan of dog sleds. The most likely options for you to spend the night are, you've just passed Bryn Shander, so the next one is Goodmead. which is
Good
probably
mead.
a good choice.
You gotta
I like
watch
the
out for that bartender.
I like the sound
That's
of
right.
good mead.
Yeah.
I've
Sounds
heard
good.
stories.
So you can absolutely spend the night there, and then head out. At this point, it is the equivalent of, I'd say about 5 of the 8 hours that you needed to travel. So it's about midnight at this point, from what you can tell, as you kind of pull into Goodmead.
It looks like is there like a local tavern / inn?
Yes, there is.
I think that's where we'll head first.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you head into Goodmead. 1 second. So go ahead. Thank you. Goodmead is about the same size as Bremen was. Quaint, fairly friendly, not as kind of welcoming as Bremen tends to be, but it's kind of the middle of the road when it comes to the 10 towns. But fairly comfortable when it comes to its inns and taverns and the places that you can take up a space and rest for the evening. You do find a quaint little inn. Friendly, warm food, warm bed for the night. How long do you want to stay here before you move on?
I think we're sort of playing catch up, so we need to move as quickly as possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
The minimum
Whatever it
the minimum we can sleep without freezing to death and then getting back on the road.
Yeah, I mean, you have been traveling. You haven't seen any combat or done anything necessarily strenuous in the last little while. So I would say kind of a 6-hour mark would probably be sufficient.
Sure.
So you would probably head out at like first light, I'd say.
Okay.
You speed through. You have a warm kind of porridge in the morning, greeted by the friendly innkeep, but quickly wrap up your things, collect your things, and head out of Goodmead to try and hit the road again. At this point, 6 hours later, those tracks that existed are incredibly faint. You barely pick them up, but you do know that they're headed south, and really the only place headed south is Dugan's Hole at this point.
That's what they say.
I mean, is it Friday already? Yeah.
That's right. You hit the road and travel for the equivalent of another 2 hours. And I mean, as far as Icewind Dale goes, every road looks the same. There's snowbanks on either side, blowing snow, quite cold, and the perpetual winter that it appears to be wrapped in currently. As you enter Dugan's Hole, it is the smallest of the towns.
Phrasing.
Are we still doing phrasing?
I'll just give that a minute. That wasn't intentional.
I don't know.
And
I held it together until I looked at Xander. I was fine. I was like, I got it. No,
Eye contact is the mistake.
Yeah. Don't look at me, I'm hideous.
it is the smallest of the 10 towns, and fairly in fair disrepair. Not much in Dugan's Hole is of note. I should have chosen another 10 town. That's really what it comes down to. Give me a minute.
No, keep this going.
No, keep it going. Let's lean into it. Lean into Dugan's
Depends
Hole.
on who you ask, really.
Yeah.
All right. But as you hit the town center, from a distance, you do spot what appears to be a outdoor kind of shop opening up. What appears to be a number of individuals kind of opening up crates, unwrapping boxes, setting up makeshift stalls in the center of the town square of Dugan's Hole. And there aren't many people in the streets right now. It's obviously quite early. It's the equivalent of about 8, 9 in the morning. And people are just starting to get going. You're seeing that the townsfolk are opening shop and starting to kind of get their day started.
There's one piece of information from tracking that Garret remembers, and that's they had dog sleds. And being someone who raises sled dogs, I'm going to use that sixth sense to see if I sense any dogs.
Yes, absolutely.
My doggo wave.
Yeah, absolutely. You do, as you approach this makeshift kind of caravan merchant area, that it consists of 3 heavily laden dog sleds, each one pulled by 6 friendly sled dogs. And the sled dogs are kind of like jumping around right now as the attendants kind of pat their heads. The front sled flies the company flag bearing the company's emblem, a gold wolf's paw on a black field. Who you imagine is Torga, who is kind of this gruff, heavy-set shield dwarf, is kind of barking orders at the rest of them as they kind of carry crates around. And she's accompanied by 4 individuals who are heavily clothed in leather and fur. And you imagine that these are those that she uses to drive the sleds. Along with her is a well-built man in his 30s. He stands at her side and seems to never really leave her shoulder. He has olive complexion, dark hair pulled back in a ponytail, and no facial hair or body hair that can be seen. He is dressed in a stylish vest with matching pants and boots, similar in style to those worn by mariners of the southern Sword Coast, but wears no armor or cold weather clothing and doesn't appear to be harmed by it. He also has no perceivable weapons on his being. His most striking feature, even from this distance, are his eyes, which are as blue as a frozen lake. You're about, I'd say about 100 feet, kind of as you cross one of the town corners, and you see this starting to happen, and you see some of the locals starting to gather to see what wares Torga has. It is, as I said, an outdoor shop. Goods are being unpacked and displayed in crates. They open the crates and they kind of put them out. And then small canopies just to keep the snow off some of the goods. What do you do?
Garret is going to share this information as soon as we come closer and stop everybody from moving in. Listen, our target is right over there. I'm going to sneak in and gain an advantage this post, but I don't normally work with others.
So what do we want to talk to him first, or just cut off his head? Like, what's the plan? What do you want to do?
I personally just like to attack, but I guess I could follow the lead.
I mean, Metrimion said he was going to have his head, like, drag his head into the bar, so I think negotiations off the table.
They did say we shouldn't include any authorities, though, and if we just cut off his head, like right now, maybe there will be authorities.
You seem rather charming, Reya. Perhaps you should speak, and if things go poorly...
What do we think about drawing them out?
Ooh.
How do you propose we do that?
We could fake a fight outside.
Would that draw them to us?
We could tell them we have something really special for sale and they have to meet us to look at the item.
I have an idea. What if we do something that attracts the dogs over here? They would have to come.
You know how to attract dogs to things.
Why don't we set something up over here? I'll sneak over, set them loose. You attract the dogs over here, they will come to check it out, and we'll be in position if something goes wrong.
Can I look around to see if there's any sort of meat or something that I could use as food to attract the dogs? Anything nearby?
I have jerky.
Hey, that'll work.
Yeah, without a roll, you notice. Picks up a piece of
I've been trying to offer you guys jerky this whole trip. Right. It's homemade.
I'll take that jerky now, please.
Here you go.
So then FinBin takes the jerky, just kind of clears out a space in the snow so we can hopefully like keep the scent, and starts like making like a line of jerky away from the dogs out to the edge of like the woods maybe.
Okay. All right, and so they're fairly central in the town square. So to get actually up to the dogs, it would take some stealth and some maneuvering to kind of not be noticed by everyone.
I got that.
Same.
All right, let's do it. Give me a stealth check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go in too.
That is a 16 for FinBin.
Okay.
I'm going to join as
18.
well. I rolled a 17.
And Garret got a dirty 20.
All right.
Hey.
Okay, so the four of you are kind of heading towards this open market?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so what are the rest of you doing while they're doing this?
Should we get ready for the dog? Did we plan to what to do when the dogs are here, Reya?
I was assuming we were just going to attack them.
You're gonna attack the dogs?
Oh,
thought you were
yeah,
good.
Well, I am, but aren't the dogs bad if they're helping out bad people?
Whoa, we can save the dog from helping the bad people.
Bad owners do not create bad dogs.
Well, okay.
Because I don't want to hurt it. They never told me not to hurt it.
It's okay. We're good guys. We won't harm anyone. Everything's gonna be all right.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Let's just let's let the dogs free, and then that will create enough of a commotion. Hopefully they will kind of follow our trail of beef jerky, and that will help draw our enemies out.
Okay,
Right.
so who is laying the beef jerky? And what are the
FinBin.
rest of you doing while you approach? So FinBin, you're kind of stealthily trotting
Yes.
around snow, finding kind of areas and nooks and crannies that you can hide in from place to place, dropping little pieces of jerky as you go.
Arabian Maximus
Garret.
is kind of to her left, found himself a little pole just to stand by, and is just watching this whole thing go on, just to make sure that nobody's going to attack her or jump her from whatever angle. No enemies.
Appreciated.
Okay. At this point, would you like to take a hold action to attack somebody if somebody attacks her?
I would.
Okay. Xander.
So Garret is gonna sneak up and use his charm with the dogs to like sort of undo the hitches and set them free.
Okay. All right. And what was your stealth check again?
A dirty 20.
Beautiful. And I'd like you to make an animal handling check, please.
Okay.
While he's doing that, Metrimion, what are you doing?
While they're working the plan, I'm actually looking at the carts to see if any sign that like they're right. Like, is this dude the killer? I mean, like she's just like, that guy's the killer. Go get him. It's like, all right, okay, but I mean, like some evidence might be nice. So,
Sure. Sure.
Any signs like bodies, unusual blood, weird like ritual implements, anything of that nature.
Yeah, give me
Wait,
an
we
investigation
need
check as we
evidence?
approach.
is there?
I mean, we don't need evidence.
Is there an aura of sinister music playing around?
True.
There is
That-
not an aura of sinister music currently playing.
That is
Which reminds me that
Well,
I
I
have
got
to start
that
skating
note,
again.
guys. I
Yeah.
got that.
That is a 21 in my investigation.
Okay. With a 21, there isn't necessarily anything nefarious about what you see. It looks like a traveling caravan. Except, oddly, on one of the sleds, you see a large sack that appears like it holds something humanoid in shape. On one of on the back most sled.
So I realize I've snuck up and I'm like looking with my eyeballs. I mean, do I feel like I can access it without giving myself away completely, or is it would I have to risk getting spotted to go any closer?
Yeah, you definitely risk getting spotted if you get closer. They are currently unpacking that sled, and they're pulling crates kind of off it. And you're at a safe distance, probably at this point, like at 5 to 10 kind of foot space.
Then what I would like to do is when the chaos with the dogs start, I will look then. When everybody's like running for the dogs, I'll be like, oh dear, what is this? And look then.
Okay.
And
Garret, what was that animal handling
a
check?
14? Huh?
14. 14 is good.
Oh, good.
As you step up to the closest most dog, and they're huskies in make, very fluffy, very friendly, and it begins to kind of jump around your body and yourself as it kind of jumps up on you, and the other dogs kind of take notice. Some of them are kind of sitting down, kind of just resting, but a couple of them kind of come up and come over. What do you intend to communicate to this fine pup?
As long as I still stealthed, I'm going to take that piece of jerky that I got from Daisy, and I'm going to whiff it around in front of them. And then my intention is to either attach it to an arrow and shoot it in the direction, or just throw the jerky, whatever is easiest.
Okay, so you're trying to draw it basically away, and then hopefully the rest of them will kind of do their thing. Okay, all right.
Hey guys, just as I'm standing here watching, I noticed that there's a man looking at FinBin doing all this, starting to slowly walk towards her.
Okay, give me an insight check on that.
And does FinBin see this?
FinBin doesn't see this. Cool. Do I need to roll right now?
Yeah, just give me an insight check. So you're gonna roll and then add your insight modifier from your skills.
That's an 11. Bear with me. Bear with the newbie.
No worries.
Doing great. Doing great.
That would be 15.
Okay, with a 15, this person who is kind of coming towards FinBin, you do notice though, as they are approaching, that they happen to be approaching that area, perhaps to attend to the dogs. You're not quite sure exactly what their intentions are, but it doesn't necessarily seem nefarious. They don't have hands-on weapons or anything like that. And you do notice now that the 4 individuals do have swords, short swords specifically, on their hip. All 4 of them that are kind of in around, but they are getting closer to FinBin, and is within a 5-foot space of where you see that she is currently trying to hide and finish off this sort of jerky trail.
To complete the jerky ritual, we must complete the jerky circle. Oh no.
No. Phrasing.
We have a jerky circle in Dugan's Hole.
No, we don't.
Thank you all for tuning in. This has been our show. We're just gonna...
You brought this upon yourself.
Where is this game going?
To Dugan's Hole.
Dugan's Hole.
At this point, Garret, you're able to toss that piece of jerky. The dog catches it with its gaze and chases it. 3 more of the dogs kind of race off after it as well. This does get the attention of the, at this point you can tell, male humanoid that was moving towards the dogs and starts to yell and starts to chase that one.
I really hope Sirenscape has the Bumpus Hound music from A Christmas Story that as they let go.
Like I said, 2 more dogs, and that one individual kind of chases after it. As he starts to chase, he starts to yell, and the other 3 individuals look over, and one of them also goes after him as well. And the dogs are stopping and picking up the pieces of jerky as they go, and they're kind of almost leapfrogging over each other, trying to get the next ones. And at this point, they're 30 feet from the central area. So you've now drawn 2 of the armed guards, helpers, off with 3 of the dogs.
They're so cute.
So is anyone still near FinBin?
Currently, there is still another 2 that kind of look away from the dogs and kind of grumble, pick up a couple more of the crates and continue to kind of set up their shop, as well as Torga and as well as Sefik is also there as well. And FinBin is basically right at the edge of where they are now. But you've laid your trail. The trail has been caught, so you are free to do what you want.
And what was the distance between the cart was and where the dog distraction. Sorry, Daisy.
So you guys, my understanding was you set the jerky trail all the way from basically the edge of where you were to the place. So it's about a 50-foot distance.
Okay.
Okay.
The two guards are kind of coming your way towards where the rest of the party is, and they're about 20 feet off of where you are, and you're kind of hiding behind one of the buildings close by.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like at this point, Arabian Maximus wants to go up behind one of the guards and slit their throat.
All right. Okay, then.
So it begins.
And I'm assuming you want to do that stealthily.
Well,
I'm gonna need help. So, who wants to
So
roll?
FinBin actually like sees Maximus as he starts like making a move. So FinBin's clocking this as well, trying to get a read on which one Maximus is about to go for, because FinBin's gonna take the other one.
Okay. All right. I would like you all to roll initiative.
roll it.
Hey.
Aww.
I'm not used to.
My luck has finally run out. I've rolled incredibly on literally everything until now.
All right.
I roll
Metrimion.
this.
As a big old one.
All right. FinBin.
That is a 17 for FinBin.
Okay. Reya.
12.
Muted.
Am I,
I think
still
there
muted?
might be an audio
There it is.
canceling. Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
initiative.
okay.
Yep.
12.
12. Arabian Maximus.
16.
Garret.
15.
Daisy.
6.
A very excited 6. I like it. All right. Okay. FinBin, you are... so you guys have taken your kind of surprise attack. So Arabian and FinBin, I would like you both to make... I'm assuming you're taking the two different guards specifically?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. I'd like you to make attacks on them, please.
Ooh, first nat 20 of the game.
Ooh.
All right, so FinBin is going in with a short sword.
Okay.
Ooh. So I rolled an 18.
You roll that damage. And you rolled an 18. Okay. Both of those are hits.
That's only 3 on damage.
3. Okay. And if you can roll damage for yours,
Yes.
Mousa?
And
We are level
Damage.
1.
No.
Yeah.
I rolled a 20.
So it'd be a damage will be right beside which weapon will you be using?
I will.
One of your short swords?
Yes.
Okay. So right beside the short sword, you'll get a damage dice. It'll say, I think it's 1d6 is the short sword.
Yeah.
And then you'll have a plus beside your short sword.
1 second. I know this. Just so you can see I'm nerding out right here.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Tiny hand.
Oh my god, Noura.
No, it's here.
I am like so freaked out though.
100%.
Okay, so plus 4, 20, 24, right?
Oh,
So you roll the d6.
I rolled yeah, so
Yeah.
I rolled.
I'm just actually, you have 2 short swords, right?
Okay.
So you can actually attack with both. And I'm also arming the rest of your stuff in your inventory right now. So now, under actions in D&D Beyond, you should have all of your weapons listed. And so with your first short sword, it's roll that d6 and then add plus 4 to it.
Second, and here it goes. Oh, 18.
It's a d6. It's the 6-sided dice.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, it looks like a
The
cube.
square.
Got it.
Quote unquote normal one.
There it is. Here it goes.
Normal.
+4 coming up. Okay, 11 plus 6. So 17 plus 4?
Okay, so for both. Okay, so
Oh,
are you using the digital dice in order to roll
Yeah.
on D&D Beyond?
yes. Yes.
Okay, so if you just click where it says short sword, just to the right of there, if you just click the 1d6 plus 4, it'll roll a d6 for you. 6 is the maximum you can get on the d6.
I actually didn't even know that. I didn't know you could click that.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
cool. D&D Beyond for the win.
D&D.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I didn't know that either. So,
Yeah, so if you hit that twice, then it'll give you 2 rolls between 1 and 6, and then it'll
I got
tell you
it.
exactly. Yeah,
yeah, I got a 3 and a 3.
perfect. Okay, so that's 7. That's 14 points of damage with both of your short sword strikes. So you come across as you come in behind, you stick one of the swords into its lower back, and you all hear this scraping sound as it scrapes kind of past the spine and through the ribs, and you hear this muffled kind of scream from this one individual as he kind of reels back, and then the other one through the neck, in between. And past its kind of spinal cord in the neck, and this character goes limp in your hands as you pull your short swords out, and it falls into a bloody mess onto the snow. You have dispatched your first enemy, Mousa. Congratulations.
Hey!
Nicely done.
I'm not a virgin anymore. Oh, wait. Hang on.
You
In
lost your
Dugan's
virginity in
hole.
Dugan's hole. Yep.
Oh dear. Oh man.
It will never get old.
Nope.
It will never get old.
No.
So then now we're back to the top of the order. I allowed those to be kind of surprise attacks. So FinBin, you get a second attack, or another
do.
chance now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Unarmed strike with a 19 to hit,
That's a hit.
and then that is 3 again. 3 damage.
Okay. All right. And so, sorry, are you using, you're a monk, right?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you come across, the last one was kind of a knee to the back. And as this character turns around, you just smoke it in the face with a 3. And you see blood beginning
I
to
do.
kind of soak the scarf that covers its face. Obviously knowing that you've done some significant damage there. Mousa, you get another attack. At this point, you've noticed that Torga has kind of turned towards you, and so has Sefik, has kind of taken notice to what's happening. What do? There is the humanoid that is currently injured by FinBin, and then the other 2 that exist. What do you do?
Okay, so Arabian Maximus was, he would love to just take out this humanoid who's
Yep.
close to him
Yep.
swiftly, and yet stay focused on Torga so Torga knows that we're not
Yeah.
fucking around.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay?
I like it. Okay.
No words,
Roll,
by the way. This is all done with visuals, so
I like it. So, if you so you can attack by hitting where it says you're +6 with your short sword. You're gonna roll that twice. That should be a D20, and you should get a someone roll between 1 and 20.
short sword, I can attack, and doing that +6, let's see. Ooh, 24.
Okay. So that's your first roll. Roll it again.
Oh, 8.
Okay. So the 8 misses. So you come towards FinBin where she stands in front as she's kind of like teeing off on this one guard. You come across with your short sword. You hit her. You hit this creature once. With the second one, it manages to sidestep and you miss. Can you give me damage on that first one, please? And again, you're just going to hit that 1d6 and tell me what that number is.
And the number is, ladies and gentlemen, 4.
Okay. All right. As it kind of stumbles back, you miss with your second shot. But the blood from the slash that you just occurred across its kind of quad area begins to soak its clothes in blood. And it's stumbling back, very, very hurt at this point. Garret, you're up. Reya, you're on deck.
So while that's happening, the distraction, Suffolk and Torga are still sort of back, right, near where Garret is. Garret is gonna eye up Suffolk, and still within stealth, he's going to take out of his pack a set of manacles that he has, and he's going to attempt to put them on Suffolk.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna make this a grapple check.
Yes.
So I'll allow you to close the distance.
Yeah.
But obviously, starting to put these manacles on him somehow is obviously going to take some attention. So go ahead and do that.
Would I be able to use advantage on this as like a sneak attack type of thing?
Well, give me a stealth check.
A stealth check? Okay.
Yeah.
Now there's handcuffs, folks.
At high math, 21.
Yeah, that's great. That's really great, except that he rolled a natural 20.
No!
So as you come across, you manage to slap one of the manacles onto one of his wrists. And he obviously turns to you and notices. You go to do the next one, and he pulls his hand free. So he currently has a manacle on his right wrist, but it is not across both.
Gotcha.
That is your turn. Reya, you're up.
So they are, you said 50 feet away from me?
They are 20 feet. So the two that are chasing the dogs towards the houses where you're still standing, these two are 20 feet from you.
Okay.
And are still running, but all of the stuff that is happening right now, the commotion is behind them, and you imagine that if something doesn't happen now, that they'll probably hear obviously what's going on, because this all kind of happens at the same time.
So you said that there were two by the...
Yes.
Okay, and then, but how about Torga and the other?
They're past. So they're in the town square. You're at the edge of the buildings, where you stayed with Daisy.
Mm-hmm.
And the trail of jerky is leading the dogs towards you, and the guards were following behind as well.
Okay, so with the two that were there, I can't warlock without doing Eldritch Blast as my first spell.
Okay,
So
fair enough.
It's the law.
It is the law.
So I will Eldritch Blast one of them in the face. And
Very
I
nice.
rolled a 26, hoping that there's like the wind chill will make it hurt more.
Yeah.
You always have to factor in wind chill with Eldritch
You
Blast.
do, you know, it's got to count for something.
Yeah.
All right. What's the damage on that?
The damage on that is, let's see,
There's no save on an Eldritch Blast, right?
No, it's just
No,
a hit.
yep.
So that is 8 points
8 points of damage. Very nice.
of wind chilled Eldritch Blast.
Yes. As that blast emanates from your hand and hits this creature dead in the chest, it stops and it starts to kind of be racked by the pain that the Eldritch Blast has created. The other one beside kind of stops in shock, not having seen that coming.
And I just stand heroically.
I like it.
Fists at my hips, chin up, and just like,
Perfect.
yeah. Posing for nobody.
All right, the heavily injured guard that is in front of you, FinBin, kind of draws its short sword right at the edge of life and kind of swipes at you in an attempt to clip you. What is your armor class?
That is a 14.
Okay, that is a hit.
Of course it is.
And it slashes across your arm. As it's backing off, it does this kind of Hail Mary sort of a swipe with its sword laterally across your arm. Okay. You take 6 points of slashing damage. And at first level, that's quite deep as it starts to bleed and soak your winter clothing. The one that did the Eldritch that you hit with the Eldritch Blast, Reya, turns towards you, sees you posing heroically, and charges, taking out its short sword. And rolls a natural 1, so it goes head over feet as it tumbles in the snow after taking a couple steps towards you and now lies prone. The other one, seeing that one just fell, looks back at the caravan and realizes that its main purpose is to defend that caravan. It turns back around and starts to run back towards the caravan. It gets there, but it does get there, actually, because it's 30 feet. And at that point sees the closest person, which would be Maximus, and it's going to attack. That's going to hit.
Uh-oh.
And with its scimitar is going to do 4 points of damage to you, Mousa, as you were engaged with this other one. You're kind of ready to dispatch it, and it comes across your back with its scimitar.
Okay.
Torga, at this point, also draws a scimitar, and turning around to see that Sefik now has a manacle on one hand, is going to turn towards Garret.
Uh-oh.
Is going to attack with a natural 20.
Oh, no!
I am so sorry.
You need to start using different dice, Jason. Just saying, that's 2 in a row.
Well,
Yeah.
I know. I shouldn't be using the dice I usually use on Mondays. My players don't like them. That is going to be 8 points of damage.
Yikes, a doodle!
As she slashes across your chest with her scimitar. Sefik, at this point, having been manacled on the right hand, kind of pulls his hand free, and in his hand operates this icy scimitar that grows out of kind of his palm. And in his left hand, a icy dagger apparates and grows into his left hand and is going to take an attack at you.
Hey, Garret? Uh-oh.
Jason, why?
And that is a miss.
He is a killer.
As it comes across.
Great.
And you're able to kind of sidestep and roll out of the way. It wasn't necessarily intended that you would come in full speed ahead to attack all of them at first level. But D&D. So here we are.
Also,
Daisy, you're
for
up.
anybody that is looking, Garret looks about, if you were to measure it in drops of blood, maybe 2 drops of blood left in his body.
How far is Garret from me right now?
Garret from you is...
I was over by Reya.
50 feet.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's cool. I duck away in the shadows.
Yeah, but I would super charge over there, so I guess I'm gonna do that.
You're going to dash?
I'm gonna use my full action to dash, but for my bonus action, I'm just gonna suddenly... and range.
Yeah!
Okay, I like it.
Yes.
Daisy kind of runs over, and you see her kind of out of the corner of your eye, Garret, as she starts to rage run in your direction, getting more and more angry as she approaches.
Be
Metrimion.
nice to my new friends! And then I'm just gonna try and I'm gonna try and actually get in the middle between them and shield
Okay,
Garret.
you're at basically Garrett's shoulder by the time you get there. Metrimion?
Rose for a moment. So Suffolk and Toragor are both still up, right? Are there any other guards that are like near them that are still up and fighting?
Yeah, so there's one that has not been touched that turned around and came back.
Okay.
And then there's one that is right close to, there is the one that just got Eldritch Blast by Noura, who's halfway between you and her, and then there's one that's right at the edge of life, in front of FinBin.
The one who is unharmed in Suffolk's and Toragor, I need a DC 13.
Sorry, for Sefik, Torga, and
The one who is unharmed.
okay,
Who
15?
ran back? The one who ran back and is unharmed.
Yep, 15.
13. 13's the number to beat.
Sefik passed. Torga did not.
Yes.
And then the bandit who is untouched passed.
I just reach out my hand and I just say, death is waiting. Don't resist. And I attempted to hit all 3 of them with Bane, but I successfully hit 1 with Bane. So any attacks or saves she makes, roll a d4 and subtract it.
Wow. Okay. Saves or attacks, you said?
Saves or attacks.
Okay. Got it.
And that is, I believe, going to be it for me. I just need to make sure that I do not has any relevant bonus actions. I will go ahead and drop my healing word on Garret.
Nice.
So he gets a big old 4 hit points back.
Listen, I will take it. At this level, it's everything.
Hey, that's 50% of your life back. Though,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah. Right. And I just, when I do, I just look at him and I just say, you're leaking all over the place. It's a waste.
Sorry.
Yep. You know, and then that's it for me.
Pleasant. FinBin, you're up. Maximus, you're
All
up.
right. Yeah, so FinBin is pretty hurt, so kind of clutching their wounds a little bit. Gonna go for a short sword attack on the one that's still standing in front of me that's almost down.
Yep.
Oof. Yeah, no, that's a 9.
Yeah, with a 9, your wounds are just have kind of taken over you with pain, and you're just having a hard time kind of focusing to be able to make purchase.
Right. Yeah.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, I can't do an unarmed strike if I don't connect, can I?
Not with. No, you cannot.
Yeah.
I believe.
All right. Yeah, that's my turn.
Yeah. Arabian Maximus.
And just a quick question: I'm within 5 feet, right? I can't get out without an opportunity of attack.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
All right, just know
engaged.
I am hurting.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Arabian, you're up.
So I know I got struck in the back, correct?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm still going. I had 4 points of damage.
Yep.
And of course,
That was the one that came back. So you have one that is really hurt in front of you, that FinBin just tried to attack, and then you have the one that returned from the edge of the building that slashed you in behind.
Well, I'm angry and annoyed at these 2 horrible people.
I don't blame you.
So I'm gonna attack and roll the dice, and I am at an 11.
An 11 is just a miss. But you get another attack with your offhand.
Okay, and that would be 13.
13 is a hit, just barely.
Okay, all right. Can I attack again?
Yeah, sorry. Just roll. Yeah, you just roll the damage
Oh, okay.
on that one. Yeah.
So if I'm rolling damage on that, and damage would be which dice again?
D6. If you just hit that 1d6 plus 4 on D&D Beyond, it'll give you your number.
10.
Okay. Ooh. With a 10, you dispatch this one very easily, as it was kind of. Sorry, were you attacking the one that was right in front of you that was almost dead already?
Because I want to just kill this motherfucker.
Yeah, you open its throat as it falls dead, its blood kind of spilling out onto the white snow, and it is gone. Garret, you were up.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to hide in the shadows. Get me out of here.
Look at me! Look at me!
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got a raging person.
Roar!
Yeah.
So do you want to take a disengage action?
Definitely.
Okay. and you want to move. Which way do you want to hightail it?
So I'm going to actually stay within sort of range,
Okay.
But disengage and hide.
Okay, so you're going to try and find kind of an area behind one of the carts to kind of. I think hide is an action, but you can definitely try and stealth out of the way to try and basically block line of sight and get out of where you need to go. Give me a stealth check.
I need to disappear. Oh no. Okay. 13.
Okay. There's a lot going on right now. You think that you've done what you need to do to kind of sidestep Sefik and get out of the way.
Amazing. And I'm gonna keep my eyes on Sefik if I can, just to see for like a sneak attack opportunity type of thing.
I like it. Okay, Reya, you're up.
Okay, so the guard that was on his feet, who tumbled, who's still in front of me.
Yep.
So I am going to cast Sacred Flame.
Okay.
On that dude.
Yep.
And that's a dex for you.
That is a 12.
That does not make it.
Woo!
He takes 5 points of radiant damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as a bonus action,
Yep.
I no longer see Garret, but I do see FinBin looking pretty hurt.
Yeah.
So I am going to use my healing light on FinBin.
What's the range on that?
60 feet.
Yeah, that's enough.
All right, and they heal for 9 points.
Woo!
I have healed you.
And sorry, what did you? The spell that you just used was?
It's not a spell. It's a trait.
No, before that.
Oh,
the
before
attack.
that. Sacred Flame. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So your sacred flame hits true, and the creature goes still. The one that was prone, and you think you've dispatched it.
Oh wait. Dead or like I don't know yet.
Well,
Okay.
not moving.
Sweet.
And smoking. So
Yeah.
you imagine probably you've done what you needed to do. The one that just hit you, Arabian Maximus, is going to attack again. And that is going to be a 14 to hit. What's your armor class?
Armor class would be...
It's 14. Meets it, beats it, unfortunately. That's going to be 4 points of damage. As you turn to kind of meet him, and it slashes across your forearm as you take a deep gash.
Jesus, cutting me up.
Yeah.
Counter attack?
There isn't there isn't until your turn, but there will be. I'm sure there will be. Richmond. That will come. Torga is going to close in now that now that Garret is gone. Kind of looks around, is going to close into the two that are being attacked, knowing that her guard is attacking Arabian right now. They're going to attack FinBin, and that is not enough.
Remember that she's baned, so it's negative D4.
Yep, sure is. And they're both a miss because of that. And as she comes in, she attacks once with her scimitar and then again with her dagger, and she's confused because it feels as though she would have made purchase with those two attacks, but did not.
This
thanks
is what
to that vein. Sefik is going to turn towards you, Metrimion. And Sefik's going to close the distance between you and between him and you, Metrimion.
Does anybody get an attack of opportunity? Because we got a barb there, we got a roguey boy there. I'm like,
nobody currently is engaged because Garret was engaged
I did disengage
with Sefik.
Yeah.
But that is a natural one.
Run after this guy.
And so, what's that?
I have to run after him again.
Well, yeah, he
So
closes.
let's run
Metrimion is. Oh, sorry, you had closed the distance, so you were right beside him. So I am
I was
actually
right
going
there.
to give you. Yeah, Daisy, I am going to give you an attack of opportunity. I apologize.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really anticlimactic when I miss. Great
Take
sword.
it back.
That's A 14.
Yeah, that is a hit.
Yeah.
So I just mean.
I like that the nicest person in our crew is the barbarian.
Ooh, my goodness. That is 13 slashing damage.
Yeah.
I'm raging.
It's a lot of damage.
Wow, that is good. And as Sefik turns to run towards Metrimion, you, in your rage, slash across his back, and with that strength, because of his natural 1 on the attack that he was going to dole on Metrimion, he stumbles and rolls, and is now prone at Metrimion's feet.
Tag,
Daisy,
you're
it is
it.
now your turn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. How far away is he now from me?
He's only another 5 feet or so.
Okay, I'm gonna put my sword away. I'm gonna put my sword away and like run over and try and manacle his other hand.
Okay, give me a grapple check.
Okay.
I'd say with his advantage because he is prone.
Okay. That is 21.
Yeah.
That is enough. As you kind of reach down, you can tell that he's dazed, and you manacle his left hand as you pull it kind of behind his back.
Yeah.
Okay, and you kind of put your weight onto him, and he is still and unmoving. And at this point, the ice knife and the ice sword kind of disintegrate into icicles as they kind of fall towards the ground. And it seems as though he is allowing himself to be captured. It seems as though he has given up his ability to fight at this point. Like he's almost given into understanding how the tides have turned. Metrimion, you're up.
I look right down at him and toll the dead. 11 points of damage.
Oh. Wow. 11 points? Okay.
Who needs manacles when you can kill someone?
Yeah.
Back to
She's
plan
like,
A.
yay, I got him. I'm like, I only need his head.
Back to
And
plan
Daisy,
A, murder hobo.
Daisy, as you hold Sefik's wrists, you feel his body just go stiff with pain as he begins to scream in agony. FinBin, you're up. Arabian, you're on deck.
So who do we have left?
Yeah, so there is one guard that is untouched that was attacking, and then Torga as well, who are both right near you, and then of course Sefik, who is now on the ground, shackled.
Sure. So I'm gonna go after the final guard to just try and get them out of the way.
Okay. And you're all kind of embroiled in this sort of melee right now.
We're
me.
gonna get the authorities
Four of you.
included at this one. Oops.
Unfortunately, that is another 9. I'm gonna
Okay, with
get
a 9.
rid of that dice.
Yeah, with another 9, unfortunately, you swing wide.
Dice jail.
No, I know.
That's so cute.
Get rid of that.
And Torga turns towards you and attacks
Oh, cool.
with a miss. And a miss. That's 2 5s. The Banes aren't going to help either, so you're able to deflect both of those shots with ease.
Just like that.
I was born in the ice.
Literally.
Arabian, you're up. Garret, you're on deck.
So, who's in front of me now?
So you have the one guard and Torga.
So I'm going to go for that one guard, and
Okay.
I just rolled, and I rolled an 18.
Very good. That's a hit.
Glad one of us is hitting.
All right. So now, does that take out that one guard?
You have to roll damage to find out.
That would be D6, correct?
Yep.
Is it just a roll, or do I add something to the roll?
+4.
If you're rolling an actual physical dice, you'll have to add 4 to it.
Okay, so that would be 7.
7 points of damage. Very nice. And then you have one more attack with your offhand.
6, correct?
Sorry, it's the hit first. You have to roll your d20 first.
Your d20.
Oh, okay. Rolling the d20. All right, so I got a 9.
Okay, so that is a miss. Your first one cuts really deep. Your second one goes wide. Garret, you're up.
Garrett's going to try and attack Torga from the shadows with a sneak attack. And he's going to be using his dagger, and he also has 2 weapon fighting, so the rapier is on standby if need be. So that's going to be a 16 to hit.
That's a hit.
Sweet. And
that's Torga, right?
Torga,
Yeah, yep.
I'm going to do... Bow, bow, bow. And an extra d6 for sneak attack damage, so that's 6 total damage.
Okay.
And then I'll use the second attack. Ooh, that misses.
Okay, so the first one definitely makes purchase, but you can tell that Torga is of hardy constitution. And is taking these hits with relative ease, although she is starting to show a damage for sure. Reya, you're up.
So seeing Torga attack my friend, no longer am I wanting to bring anybody back. I'm attacking her. Reya's eyes get super glowy, and then a flash of light beams towards her as I cast Guiding Bolt.
Very nice.
And I rolled a 24 to hit.
Ooh!
And she takes 15 points of radiant damage.
Wow.
Pew, 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 pew.
Ouch.
Pew, 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 pew.
As your dagger hits true, Garret, you do see this bolt of radiant energy smash Torga right in the chest.
Well, that works too.
Daisy, you're up.
Oh, it's me. I'm Daisy. That's who I am.
That's you.
How far is Torga from me?
Not far at all. You're all kind of embroiled in this kind of melee, so she's maybe 5 feet from you.
Okay, I mean, well, I guess we're killing people now. So, I'm gonna get up and run over to her, and it worked last time. Ah! Oh, that'll hit. That's a 19 on the die.
That is a hit.
You have advantage because of the guiding bolt, so roll it anyway. You might get a 20.
Right.
Might get me a 20. I do not. That's normal. 12 slashing.
12, very nice. And Torga is starting to see wear, as she's absolutely bloodied from the wounds that she has taken. Metrimion.
Is she still up though?
She is still up.
Is a 15 enough to hit her?
It is.
Yeah.
So you see,
Meets it, beats it.
Metrimion looks at her and just goes, and his jaw unhooks much further than it should. And I pounce on her and I deliver both my bite attack and I also deliver my hungry jaws attack for 5 and 5 points of damage, so 10 total. In case you get any mitigator.
Very good. And as you start to tear into her, you see that her eyes begin to roll back into her head. And as you take your last kind of bite out of her neck, she goes limp under your grasp and falls dead to the ground as you are on top of her. You have successfully killed all of them. The last guard kind of begins to back off. I'm going to allow each of you to make a attack of opportunity on it, starting with FinBin.
Hell yeah. New dice. Here we go. Oh my god, that's a 6. I give up.
That's going to miss.
I give
You
up.
just wanted to scare him. You're like, hey, you better run. Yeah, right.
Today
It's
is
like
not
on
your day.
second thought.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. All right.
Garret?
I'm going to check my dagger For 17.
Yep, that's a hit.
Hell yeah, I'll do 6 damage for that too.
And the last guard is dispatched. It is now quiet around you, and you have now successfully captured Sefik and ended your quest. That is where we're going to end the session for the day.
I do need to say one little thing.
Do it. Yeah.
You guys very much see Metrimion pulls a knife out and starts like carving her up, like field dressing an animal.
Wait. I have jerky.
More.
Daisy, I don't think you have enough jerky.
Yeah.
I
Amazing.
can find more. Oh no.
These are my dogs now, by the way.
Oh, 100. Can I have
Well,
one?
hopefully we will see you all at the table again soon in these roles. We're absolutely going to try and make that happen. But thank you everyone for watching today. I apologize for the technical difficulties that cut half hour off our game. So it was a little disjointed. We tried to keep that train on the tracks and we made it. You got Sefik.
We did it.
We did
In
it.
your I'd love to go around the table and just if you guys could tell me who you are, where people can find you on our little corner of the internet. B Dave.
B. Dave Walters, I say words about things. I'm literally doing something 7 days a week. Follow me on Twitter. Pirate to Leviathan is Wednesdays, Dungeons and Dragons and Dark and Wish on Thursdays, and anywhere fine streaming can be found.
Noura.
Hi, I'm Noura Ibrahim. You could find me at Neurological on Twitter and Instagram. And on Mondays, you could find me on Into the Mist. That's DM'd by Jason Azevedo. And on Sundays, actually tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific, I'm Princess Jasmine in Kailey's game. Dice and damsels and dice and everything nice. And I'm in a bunch of other stuff. Please check my socials for that because I always forget all the things. So, but those are the two big ones that are currently watch now.
Kailey.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kailey Bray. You can find me at Hoppa Barbarian on Twitter. I am the Dungeon Master for Damsels, Dice, and Everything Nice, the Princess RPG show, which is airing with Noura and some other lovely princesses tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific.
Tennessee.
Cool. You can find me at Tennessee Martin on Instagram and Twitter. I'm a writer and producer, so always putting out content. And this was actually my streaming debut for D&D, so hopefully you'll see me on some more stuff soon.
Yeah!
Mousa.
First of all, thank you all for your patience with this and helping me, divergenize. So I really appreciate that. This was a great group diversion sex session.
If I had
went on. But you can find me at Twitter at Mousa Kraish or Instagram at mkraish. And again,
And on American Gods.
that is a
Yeah.
that's something else. We're focused on this. All right, guys. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Mousa. Xander.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff online. You can find me on Twitter at Xanderific with 2 R's and 1 F. Mostly Monday nights, I stream Star Trek RPG show on Q Times, and then I stream myself. Mondays, I'm doing The Last of Us, and Tuesdays, I'm going to be starting Vampire the Masquerade, Shadows of New York. Then Friday, I'm playing D&D with Kailey over
I
on
forgot about Fridays.
on Pixel Circus for Failsafe. It was my announcement. It's great. But yeah, lots of stuff all happening all over the internet.
And the Library Bards.
And the Library Bards, check us out. We're a nerd parody band. We got a D&D song.
So good. And I am Jason Azevedo, your DM for this evening. And from RealmSmith, you can catch us Monday nights on Into the Mist, which is our Curse of Strahd stream on twitch.tv/D&D and twitch.tv/RealmSmith as well. You guys have a wonderful night. We thank you so much. This has been an incredible event. Bless y'all and thank you for joining us today. Appreciate it.
And it's going to be Daniel
Thanks,
Kwan
guys.
coming up with an amazing new panel, so stick around. It's going to be awesome.
Cool.
Woo!